Hi friends, I am Dr. Compulsory. Today I am going to talk about TYBA Compulsory English paper, and I am going to discuss the syllabus for this year. Friends, for TYBA Compulsory English we have the textbook named Literary Pinnacles. In this textbook, you can see that we have prose units 1 to 8, we have poetry units 9 to 16, and at the same time we have language components. There are 4 language components. I am going to talk about it in detail right now. So, in this text, the syllabus is divided for term 1 and term 2. For the first term, we have 4 prose units and 4 poetry units. As far as language components are concerned, for first term, we have transformation of sentences from grammar section, and we have an introduction to communication skills. In these 8 prose units, there are 4 prose units prescribed for first term, and they are: the first prose unit is Uncle Poacher Hangs a Picture, written by Jerome K. Jerome. Second unit is How Wealth Accumulates and May Decay, written by J. B. Shaw. Third prose unit is A Retrieved Reformation, written by famous writer O. Henry. And the fourth unit is How Much Land Does a Man Need, written by famous Russian writer Leo Tolstoy. As far as poetry section is concerned, we have 4 poems prescribed for first term. And those 4 poems are: the first one is All the World is a Stage, written by world famous writer William Shakespeare. Second poem is La Belle and Saint-Mercy, written by a famous romantic poet John Keats. Third poem is The Charge of the Light Brigade, written by Alfred, popularly known as Lord Tennyson. And the fourth one is How Do I Love Thee, written by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Friends, as I have told you, we have language components also. And in language components, we have 2 broad units. The first one is grammar, and under it we have transformation of sentences. As you have studied in your middle school, we have declarative sentences, interrogative sentences, imperative sentences, and exclamatory sentences. Apart from grammar section, we have an introduction to communication skills. In it, we have subtopics, and they are defining communication, the process of communication, verbal and non-verbal communication, and tips for effective communication. So this is the syllabus prescribed for first term. Now, as you know, the TYBA course is divided into 2 terms, first term and second term. At the end of the first term, you will have to face an examination of 60 marks. And in that particular question paper, you will see 5 questions. Those 5 questions are there for 60 marks. Each question carries 12 marks. So it constitutes 60 marks. Those 60 marks will be converted into 20. Suppose you score 30 out of 60. So your conversion will be 10 out of 20. Because the final examination or second term examination will be of 80 marks. So those 80 marks and the 20 marks of first term will be collected together, and they will constitute 100 marks, and your total marks will be counted from both the sections. So out of 100, you will have your total marks. So this is what the examination pattern is look like. First question for 12 marks, second question for 12 marks, third for 12 marks, fourth for 12 marks, and the last one for 12 marks. Obviously, last question will be based on grammar and communication skills, right? The first 2 questions will be based on prose units Remaining 2 questions will be based on poetry units. So we have these 4 prose units and 4 poetry units and 2 language components for the first term. Alright, and the question paper will be of 60 marks. Those 60 marks will be converted into 20 marks. So altogether you have to score as many marks as possible. Passing marks are 8 out of 20 and 24 out of 60. These are the passing marks. If you score less than that, you have to re-appear for the examination. But I am not going to think about that because you have to score in this subject, because the units prescribed in this particular text are very, very interesting, and they are, always fascinate students of TYBA. Poems like All the World is a Stage and How Do I Love Thee. These are the responses we give to our life every day. Majority of the poems are based on the principle of love, different shades of love. So it will definitely capture your attention. And once you are attentive to these poems on and the prose, I am confident that you will definitely going to score good marks in this particular paper, that is compulsory paper, compulsory English, the textbook, literary pinnacles. And in this textbook, this is what we have for this year. So, in my next lectures, I will talk about prose units and poetry units. I will deal in detail. Like first prose unit is Uncle Poacher Hangs a Picture. It's a humorous and hilarious kind of text. You will enjoy it like anything. Written by Jerome K. Jerome. Then we have a thought-provoking unit, How Wealth Accumulates and Men Decay, written by G.B. Shaw, George Bernard Shaw, very famous writer. And in Early Trial Reformation, this is very, very interesting story written by O. Henry. And as you know, O. Henry is known for his surprise ending. You go on reading the text or the story, and at the end of the story, the surprise element is there, which is known as O. Henry twist. And the last one, How Much Land Does a Man Need, written by Leo Tolstoy. Need, how much we need, and the unending need is the cause of our suffering. This is, collectively, if I look at it, the syllabus is, covered in such a way that it touches various aspects of human life. As far as poetry section is concerned, we have All the World is a Stage, where Shakespeare talks about, the journey of man's life in a philosophical manner, comparing it to different stages of life. Labrador Sans Mercy is one of the most wonderful poems, and I love this poem, and I always love teaching this poem because it is a love poem which is, a very favorite subject of yours, and I know how much excited you are about it, and definitely I promise you, when I teach this poem, you will enjoy it like anything. The next one is The Charge of the Light Brigade. It's about the soldiers, how they sacrifice their life fearlessly. The one light brigade is there, and how that light brigade suffers the onslaught of the enemy and how they bravely fight the war. And the last one, How Do I Love Thee, written by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. So again, it's a love poem, but with a different tone and with a different purpose shared in the poem. So altogether, the entire syllabus is very, very interesting. Grammar, we have already gone through it. Basic types, declarative sentence, 4 types of sentences, it's very common. But we will revise it in such a way that you will come to a point where you will be able to form the sentences, you will be able to deliver them in spoken manner. And an introduction to communication skill. In my opinion, this is one of the most important elements of language. Why it is so? Because in today's world, communication is a kind of thing which no one can, forget or look down upon. This is very, very interesting. This is very, very necessary as well. So how to communicate basically, and that too in English, because communication in English is very, very necessary in today's global world. And considering the global need, it is included in the syllabus. And then what is communication, what are the processes of communication, verbal and non-verbal communication. communicate every day, by using some verbal communication, but most of the time we use non-verbal communication also, and that's really interesting, my dear friends. Non-verbal communication is very interesting because without uttering words, we have to communicate, and especially in close friends, we use this. You are out of the class and you want your friend to come out, and you just wave your hand or you just raise your eyebrows, and your friend comes out. What is this? This is very interesting. So I think you will find it very interesting when I deal with it. And then there are certain tips for effective communication. Okay, everybody communicates, but effective communication is something which we have to learn. Okay, so effective communication, that is the need of the time, and for that we have this in our syllabus. So altogether, if you look at the entire composition of the text, you find that this text is for the needs of the students. It is prepared by considering the needs and expectations of students. So I hope we will deal with the syllabus in a very effective manner. And so let's hope for the best. Till then, I stop here, and in the next lecture, I'll start my teaching with a beautiful poem, and the title of the poem is All the World is Stale, written by William Shakespeare. Till then, have a nice time. Thank you for patiently listening.